incredible corruption of the special counsel appointed by the president, Mr. Rosenstein. The president doesn't matter, we elected. The real president's Rosenstein. And then his puppet that follows his orders, Jeff Sessions. And so they're coming out saying all this dirt's coming out, all this proof of Russiagate, all this corruption, blah, blah, blah. But of course, none of it's ever there. Meanwhile, we have them all caught red-handed in their own texts, their own messages, their own payments, Hillary giving McCabe's wife $500,000, wives of husbands at the FBI creating a fake Pishgate dossier, getting millions. It is incredible.
The reality is that there are biases that have to be explored surrounding Mueller. How you could end up hiring a group of people that are as prejudiced and biased as this group, in their record at least, is extraordinary. And then how you can expect us to just walk up our client like a lamb going to the slaughter. We wouldn't be lawyers if we were doing that. George, he wants to testify. He believes,
it's hard to believe that anymore, Mr. Mayor.
Well, it is hard to believe given all the things that have been shown about how tainted this investigation is. This is the most corrupt investigation I have ever seen that the Justice Department is allowing to go forward. I've never seen an investigation with texts from FBI agents, now 7 of them, that have such extraordinary bias against the person.
Those predated Robert Mueller.
Well, that's the investigation he inherited, with a lot of the testimony that he inherited. And then he went ahead and didn't do anything to purge himself of that.
He fired him.
He fired him after somebody else found out.
Well, there might have been corrupt investigations before, but this is the most transparent, the most out in the open corruption. Because what do they think is going to happen? Anybody who can rub 2 brain cells together knows this is political and knows it's a fraud and knows that Trump's not in bed with the Russians and is pro-America. And you've got Stephanopoulos, the operative of the Clintons, sitting there acting like he's all impartial. Robert Mueller and that whole operation continued on what the Justice Department had set up. And they were continuing what had been set up to stop Trump during the campaign to cover their ass, because now their job was twofold. Not just try to keep Trump from getting in office or keep Trump from getting elected before that or kick Trump out of office later. It was cover up Spygate and make Spygate Russiagate. That they had thought that Hillary would win and that they could then try to cover that up by a new investigation used as a smokescreen. I've told you for over a year, he shouldn't talk to Mueller. He shouldn't talk to any of these crooks. They're jokes. He could fire all of them. It's the executive branch. But they created this idea in the media that, oh, you don't follow Mueller. He's our president. We elected him. And the president's probably intelligently just left him there, letting him rot. But they get more and more and more desperate.
All right. Well, you had said that the 4th of July was basically a deadline of sorts for you to determine whether or not you would recommend President Trump sit down with Robert Mueller. It is now past the 4th of July. Where do we stand?
Well, I think we're pretty much decided where we are, and we await the decision of the independent counsel. We would not recommend an interview for the president unless they can satisfy us that there's some basis for this investigation. It's our firm belief, and we think nothing contradicts this, that the president did nothing wrong. In all the leaking that's gone on, there's been no leak of any fact that says the president conspired with anybody in Russia. I know from having been on the campaign that there was no contact with Russians, no discussion with Russians. So we've got to see something. I mean, something started this investigation. I don't just investigate my next-door neighbor because I think he may be committing a crime. I've got to, in order to get an investigation going, I've got to give the police or the FBI some kind of probable cause. And there isn't any. This is a witch hunt and an attempt to trap him in perjury.
We just had, when I previewed introduced our segment, we had the Senate Intelligence Committee. They come out with their first conclusion. They've got more to come when it comes to collusion. They haven't made a determination on the collusion aspect of things. But it's a fact in their minds that Russia interfered and attempted to help the president.
You've got Chuck Todd, the Democratic Party operative, the butt boy of Obama, up there going, well, Mueller says this, well, Mueller said that. They don't like the election of Trump. These people sold us out to Russia with Uranium One and Communist China. Trump's America first, and you can see the country coming back. And that's the big problem they've got, is the country's coming back. People know the truth, and that's why they're so angry. That's why they're so upset. That's why they don't know what to do. Because